مرحبا، كيف حالكم؟ أنا بخير وأنتم؟ Welcome to Learn Arabic Online with Lubna Duymayan. Arabic is rooted as trees. Its roots go deep and its branches reach high. The branches may grow in different directions, but the root of a tree remains as one. Countless words may be produced from one seed. We ought to be using a source to unmask the roots of verbs. This origin is called masdar, literally means a source, grammatically a verbal noun. That is recognized by the addition of the suffix ing in English, forming a present participle, the gerund, or an infinitive that may be rendered as the infinitive form in English. The Arabic verbal noun al-masdar is the verb minus the tense and the subject. So the performer and the time are ignored when it comes to verbal nouns. It is a noun that has no verb-like properties, despite being the source for a verb, which means that it can be modified by adjectives, be pluralized, or be followed by a prepositional phrase. Al-masdar contains the action, but has no actor or time information. So, who and when questions are overlooked. We comprehend that a verbal noun symbolizes a change in the form of a verb which allows it to be used as a noun in a sentence. It refers to the action implied in the verb. Capiche? Verb forms are very important for the formation of verbal nouns. Verbal nouns from form 2 through 10 follow certain patterns. Yet there is no rule for deriving verbal nouns from form 1. It is kind of wild and chaotic. Although the absence of guidelines, there are some patterns that are common in trilateral verbs form 1 with its 3 original radicals. Be aware that you may bump into more than one verbal noun of the same verb. There are usually some differences between them in meaning or usage or both. For example, صنع, to make, صنع, making, صناعة, industry. So صناعة and صنع are the verbal nouns of the verb صنع with different meaning. زرع, to plant, زرع, planting, زراعة, agriculture. The patterns of these verbal nouns are sanctioned by common usage. سماعي, accepted by hearing. For sure, you will need a dictionary to find out the verbal nouns of verbs in question. You may ask me desperately if there is any standard regular patterns for some verbal nouns. And I would say, yes, of course, dear students. There is still hope for you to learn this language. Hope whispers to me. So don't give up. If verbal nouns refer to colors, they may rhyme similarly with the pattern فعل, considered as a fixed paradigm for this purpose, termed قياسي in Arabic, meaning that the verbal nouns are regulated by a rule, which is this fixed pattern, فعل. شقيرة, be or become blonde, from the verbal noun شقرة, rhyming with فعل. To darken or blackish, داكنة, darkness, دكنة, rhyming with فعل. ما أجمل الخضرة في الأرض والزرقة الصافية في السماء والحمرة في الأفق والصفرة في الشمس. So we have الخضرة, الزرقة, الحمرة, الصفرة. All these verbal nouns are referring to colors. خضرة, from the verb خضرة, be or become green. زرقة, from the verb زرقة, to turn blue. حمرة, from the verb حمرة, is to become red. صفرة, from صفرة, to become yellow. Alright? So, ما أجمل, how beautiful. The green on the ground. On the ground, في الأرض. الزرقة الصافية, the clear blue. So here, الزرقة is modified by an adjective, since الزرقة is a noun. So it has this characteristic, الصافية, the clear blue. The clear blue in the sky. And the red on the horizon, في الأفق, on the horizon. And the yellow on the sun are. How beautiful they are. If verbs point out professions based on their active participles, their verbal nouns would rhyme with فعالة. To trade, تجارة, from the verbal noun تجارة. To sew, to tailor, خاطة. Sewing, خياطة, rhyming with فعالة. To knit, to weave, حاكة. Knitting, حياكة. So we have حياكة, تجارة, خياطة, and they are all rhyming with فعالة. Verbs referring to the sounds of nature, like dog barking. Woof. نباح الكلب. نباح, barking. Of the verb نبح, rough, rough. Roosters crow. صياح الديك. صياح, rhyming with فعال. صياح, crying, screaming, shouting. Of the verb صاح, rhyming with, again, فعال. صياح. Lions roar or roaring. زئير الأسد. زئير, rhyming with فعيل. We have another pattern. فعيل of the verb زأر, to roar. Roar. نهيق الحمار. Donkeys bray. نهيق, bray. Of the verb نهق. Flies buzzing. I hate that, it's annoying. طنين الذباب. طنين. Of the verb طن, the geminate verb طن, to buzz. Horse neighing. صهيل. صهيل الفرس. Neighing, صهيل, horse, الفرس. Rhyming with فعيل. Of the verb صهل, to neigh. These verbs involve a sound and rhyme with فعيل. So we have فعال and فعيل representing this category of animal sounds. Verbs associated with the aspect of movements in the universe or tumult, like the Earth's rotation. دوران الأرض. Rotation, دوران. Of the verb دار, to rotate. دار, دار. The agitation of the sea when it's angry. هيجان البحر. And it may happen to people too. We can act like the sea, right? Of the verb haja. The boiling point of water. That boiling point is referred to in Arabic as غليان. غليان الماء. Alright? The boiling point of water. الماء, water. Of the verb غلا, ending with a shortened alif. غلا. Flood, فيضان. Of the verb فاض. Palpitation, palpitation. خفقان. Of the verb خفق. Disgust, نوجية. غثيان. If you do and something comes out, it means in Arabic غثيان. Of the verb غثية, ending with the ya. Aviation, flying. طيران. طيران. Of the verb طار, to fly. طائرة, airplane. Commotion, جيشان. Of the verb جاش. They are all rhyming with فعلان. They share the same pattern. Verbs referring to an illness or its symptoms. الزكام, it's the season for it. I hope you got your vaccine. I didn't yet. الزكام, cold, of the verb زكيم. كف, السعال, of the verb سعال. Sneeze, العطاس, of the verb عطس. Headache, صداع. Chronic, عضال. Vitiligo, it's a skin disease, also rhyming with the same pattern. فعال. Alright? Verbs referring to an act like دخل, to enter. دخول, entry, entrance. خرج, to go out, to exit, to leave. خروج, so دخول, خروج. قدم. قدم means to return from a journey or to come to. قدوم, the verbal noun. صعد. صعد is to climb. And the verbal noun is صعود, climbing. هبط, it's to descend. هبوط, it's coming down. Alright? So صعد, هبط, خرج, دخل. جلس, to sit. جلوس, sitting. وقف, to stand or to stop. وقوف, stopping. So here, لا أنكر صعوبة اللغة العربية وشجاعة طلابها في تعلمها وثقتي في عزمهم. صعوبة, rhyming with فعولة. شجاعة, فعالة. ثقة, ثقة. And here we have a possessive pronoun attached to this verbal noun. ثقة. Ending with the ta marbuta. This is a feminine noun from the verb وثقة, to trust. ثقة, trust, faith. So لا أنكر, I don't deny, from the verb أنكر. لا أنكر, I don't deny the difficulty of the Arabic language. Here we have a genitive construction. صعوبة, the verbal noun, plus the second term and its modifying adjective. I don't deny the complexity or the difficulty of the Arabic language. So from the verb صعوبة, صعوبة, trilateral. So we are focusing here on the verbal nouns of trilateral verbs. صعوبة, to be difficult or to become difficult. صعوبة, difficulty. وشجاعة, شجاعة, from the verb شجوع. شجوع is to defy with courage, to be brave. وشجاعة طلابها. وشجاعة طلابها. So I don't deny the courage of the students. So طلابها here, ha is referring to the Arabic language. Resentive pronouns are so important in Arabic. We will learn more about them. So طلابها, the students of the Arabic language. And since اللغة العربية is a feminine singular noun, so we will use ha referring to the third person singular feminine. في تعلمها. So I don't deny the difficulty of the Arabic language and the courage of the students for learning. تعلمها from the verb تعلم. تعلم, to be educated or to learn. تعلمها, another resumptive pronoun referring to what? To the students? No. الطلاب, this is plural masculine. Ha, still referring to the language. Alright? The antecedent has not to be right before. You have to look back all the way and check. And careful with the context also. تعلم اللغة العربية. So تعلم is the verbal noun of تعلم, which is not a trilateral verb here. وثقتي في عزمهم. So عزم is another verbal noun. عزم. عزم is from the verb عزم, to be determined. So عزمهم, this him is referring to الطلاب, the students. Third person, plural masculine. وثقتي, and my faith in their determination. في عزمهم, in their, him is rendered as their determination. عزم, determination. ثقة. So here, since وثقة is an irregular verb because of this weak letter, for its verbal noun, the waw is gone, and we add a تا مربوطة. Alright? أحرص على الذهاب إلى النزهة مبكرا قبل طلوع الشمس. أحرص على from the verb حرس. حرس على, to make sure. الذهاب from the verb ذهب, trilateral. ذهب, to go. الذهاب is the verbal noun of ذهب and may be rendered with the English infinitive. إلى النزهة, I make sure to go for a walk early. مبكرا, قبل, before, طلوع الشمس, before sunrise, from the verb طلع. طلع, to rise. طلع, طلوع, rhyming with فعول. So sunrise, طلوع الشمس. أفضل المشي from the verb فضل, to prefer. فضل. Remember the elative أفضل, better or best. أفضل. So أفضل conjugated in the present tense, first person singular, me, masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. I prefer walking from the verb مشى, an irregular verb ending with a shortened alif. مشى. مشى. مشي. So here its verbal noun ends with a ya. Alright? Mostly when the verb ends with a shortened alif, there is a big chance that its verbal noun would end with a ya, because ya is just the same as a shortened alif without dots. But when you have extended alif, in general it would turn to a waw. Alright? ولا أكثر. أكثر from the verb أكثر. أكثر. To do much of something. أكثر. And the elative is أكثر, more or most. أكثر, remember? ولا أكثر. من الجري from the verb جرى. مشى, جرى. See, they have the same pattern for their verbal nouns because they look alike, they are similar. مشى, مشي, جرى, جري, running, walking, running. So I prefer walking. I don't do much of running. كي لا أصاب بالتعب. أصاب. This is in the passive form. From the verb أصاب. We say أصاب الهدف. He hit the target. أصاب الهدف. So أصاب has different meanings depending on the context. So affect or occur to or strike or hit the mark or the target. But here it would be really translated just we would not use any of these synonyms. So we just check the context. كي لا أصاب. كي لا is so I don't. So I don't get. So I don't get. كي لا أصاب. So this is the way I would render it. كي لا أصاب بالتعب. التعب from the verb تعب. تعب. Other trilateral verbs. Since we are focusing on the verbal nouns of trilateral verbs. تعب. تعب is to be tired. So تعب, the verbal noun of تعب, means exhaustion, weariness. تعب. تعب. Here there is a change of the short vowels. بالتعب, and it is in the genitive case because of the preposition be. وأحرص أيضا, and I also make sure. So أحرص أيضا على. I also make sure. على الرجوع from the verb رجع. رجع. رجع to return or to come back. الرجوع returning. رجع إلى return to somewhere. الرجوع إلى البيت مبكرا. So, and I also make sure to return back home. الرجوع إلى البيت. بيتي home. To return back home early. مبكرا. 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 Early. مبكرا. قبل. Before. غروب الشمس. الشمس. Sun. غروب. Set. Sun sets. طلوع الشمس. Sunrise. And the rhyme. طلوع. غروب. فعول. Okay? Here are some expressions that you may encounter as a sign somewhere in Arabic countries, for example. ممنوع الدخول. دخول. دخول, entry or entrance. دخول from the verb دخل. دخول. What does it mean? So if you see such a sign, what does it mean? Do not enter. ممنوع. ممنوع means forbidden. ممنوع. 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 Forbidden. So ممنوع الدخول. Do not enter. ممنوع السباحة. No swimming allowed. ممنوع الغوص. No diving allowed. الهدوء. من فضلكم. Please may be rendered as من فضلكم if you are addressing a second person plural masculine. Alright? Or من فضلك second person singular feminine. So please may be rendered depending on the addressee. So quiet, please. الهدوء from the verb هدأ. Or we can say الصمت. لطفاً. الصمت, السكون means silence. Please, silence. Samt from the verb samata, to be quiet. Sukut, sakata. So samata, samt. See different patterns. Samata, samt. Sakata, sukut, fu'ul. Hada'a, hudu'. So here, grammarians tried to categorize verbal nouns, aiming to simplify the task of learning for students. But were they successful with it? So you are the judge, or the one who would come up with a better approach than the grammarians. Who knows? But don't keep it for yourself. Share it with all of us who would like to know if there is another better way. Arabic verbal nouns are inexhaustible source of words. It is your solid foundation for a rich Arabic language vocabulary stock. It is great to ignore the time and the performer and just focus on the core of the action. Be general, but not specific. Sometimes being specific is mean. Even though life is a verb, not a noun. Well, it's an opinion. Until then, you like me and miss me, because I miss all of you, and you keep learning Arabic with Lubna. إلى اللقاء.